Are you considering buying the Coolpad Cool1? You came to the right place. I've been using my device for more than 10 days and I decided to share my personal thoughts with you. Spoiler alert, I love this device at that price. It's phenomenal value. Hey, what is up guys? It's Christophe from Visible Banking and this is a new format I'm going to use. It's a very short review of the Coolpad Cool1. The model I bought is the entry model. So it's Snapdragon 652 like the other ones, but it comes with only 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. And that's one of the drawbacks of the device, is that it doesn't support SD card expansion. First, the design. So it's very well built. It's made of plastic essentially, but everything is very sturdy. The buttons here are. It's very nice to hold in the hand. So I've got no problem with it at all. I think it's very good. It might be a bit slippery though, so I would suggest you get a protective case and buy it when you buy the device, otherwise it's going to prove quite difficult to find. You see here, so that's the silver model, silver and white. Here I'm happy to tell you that yes, there's a notification LED here, which is very good. You see the selfie camera, which is produces very good quality pictures, by the way. Here on the back you see you have some capacitive buttons and they are backlit, which again, it's something I really like on a phone. On the back you've got the fingerprint scanner and I'll talk about it in a second, so it's working very well. You've got the dual camera setup and you've got the dual LED flash here. And on the top of the device you've got your headphone jack here and you've got an IR blaster, which is working quite well, by the way. So you've got a dedicated remote control app. I click and this is what you have. I set it up very easily with my TV, a Panasonic TV, and it's working very well. Two things I wasn't pleased about though, I have to say. One, the USB Type-C, so that's good. But for some reason, when I tried to plug it onto my computer and share files, it would have a lot of issues recognizing the device and it would like disconnect me, so it was really painful. I tried another USB Type-C to USB cable. It was marginally better, but I don't know if it comes from my unit, if it comes from the cable, if it comes from that range of smartphones, but I thought I would share that with you. And one of the negatives, again, with the design is those black bezels. So why would you implement such big, fat black bezels on the device? They're even more obvious on the silver version because the white and the black, you see the contrast here. So kudos to the LeEco team, which managed to implement a fingerprint scanner on the back and a dual camera setup. And it's working extremely well. It's one of the most accurate fingerprint scanner I've ever tried. So you just touch, but very briefly. To find out more about the fingerprint scanner, I invite you to check my speed test comparisons with this model and versus the Xiaomi Redmi Pro and another one with the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro. It's just a shame that LeEco in its EUI OS didn't implement like Xiaomi the app lock with fingerprint scanner natively. This is a great feature that I'm missing on the Coolpad Cool1. Talking about OS, this device comes with EUI, which is the LeEco operating system. Like Xiaomi's got MIUI, for instance. It comes with the version 5.6. Please note that I already received 2 over-the-air updates, the latest one being today. Otherwise, those are some of the options you have with this OS. One of the options I wanted to show you in terms of buttons, because someone asked me in one of my videos, someone asked, is it possible to reverse those 2 buttons, right? And the answer is yes, via the left hand mode, if you can see it here. Now the screen. I personally like this screen. There's no problem at all. I think the viewing angles are really good. I'm going to try to show you right now. You can see. So it's a really good screen. I know that some people have complained in my speed test comparison videos because they thought that the colors were a bit odd compared to the other devices like the Xiaomi Redmi Pro or Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro. So you'll be pleased to know that EUI offers you a few options in terms of display, and I promised I would show that in this video. You see here color mode, yeah. So all my videos before that one, for your information, are shot in the LeEco mode, but you can change vivid, natural and soft. Et voila! I couldn't see much difference myself on my camera screen, but hopefully you saw the difference on a bigger screen. And now the overall performance of the device. I find it super snappy. Yeah? This is the Nova launcher with no animation setup, so it should be one of the faster than light type of environment, as they say. And it's super snappy. Yeah? When you open an app, it's quite snappy. I've done a few speed text comparisons, so please have a look. But it's very good. It's the fastest device I've ever seen taking screenshots. Okay, so it's very good. On day-to-day life situation, it's super fluid. If I take apps that I love, like Happy Geek, that I use like probably dozens of times every day, and you click, it's very responsive. It's very good. I click on one article. Web browsing is very good as well, and fairly fast. Again, I invite you to check my speed test video. I know quite a lot of people among yourself, guys, like benchmarks. So this is an example. This is the Kraken benchmark, and there you have it, under 5,000 milliseconds. And talking about benchmark, those are the Geekbench 4 scores for the Coolpad Cool1, the Redmi Note 3 Pro, and the Xiaomi Redmi Pro. And now the PC Mark work performance score on the Coolpad Cool1, the Redmi Note 3 Pro, and the Xiaomi Redmi Pro. And last but not least, the Antutu score. The gaming experience on the Coolpad Cool1 is really good. I invite you to check my video reviewing gaming on that device. I played those 5 games for roughly 30 minutes. So if you're interested, again, please check out the video. So the call quality is really good on the device. I've talked to probably like a dozen people in the last 7-10 days, and they all said that there was no problem at all with it. It's crisp, they could hear me, whatever the situation around me, so that's really good. And you can also, a bit like the Xiaomi Mi UI, you can also record a conversation natively within the phone app. So if we talk about calling and audio quality there, of course we would need to talk about the audio quality here at the bottom of the device. So those 2 speaker grills, they're not bad, it's quite loud, but again it's very easy to block them when you're playing or when you're watching a video, for instance. The GPS works very well, it's reliable and it's fast. And the connectivity on the device is really good as well. So this is a test with Wi-Fi. And the same test on 4G. Okay, and now let's talk about the camera, because it's a big feature on this device. It's called the Coolpad Cool1 Dual for its dual camera setup on the back. And again, I'm very pleased with the device. It's very easy to use, the camera is reliable. Like most cameras at that price, the low light quality is not great at all. The video could be better, but in terms of photography, well-lit environment, it's excellent, especially for the price. And again, even low-light environment, the flash is really good compared to other devices in the same price range. I've never seen that many manual controls on a smartphone, so again, if that's one thing you really enjoy in cameras and smartphone cameras, that might be a good reason to go with this phone. Another thing quickly is the video mode. So video mode, you've got a few options, one of them being 4K. I know that a few other reviewers have been disappointed with the quality of the 4K video. I just saw that as a bonus to have 4K on that device, because a lot of other devices for that price, even if they've got an SoC which manages 4K, usually it's not enabled. So I think it's fine, but otherwise stick to 1080p, that works very well. But I'll let you check out my other videos on the camera, because I reviewed it quite extensively and compared it against other devices, again, like the Xiaomi Redmi Pro and Redmi Note 3 Pro. So please have a look. I just wanted to tell you as well that it's possible on that device to configure the buttons here, and if I hold it, right, automatically it's launching the camera. And last but not least, the battery life, which is exceptional. It's extremely good, yeah. So just an example here, usually that's where I set up the screen brightness, and there's adaptive display here, adaptive brightness. And you can see I've got like great performance, like that was 90%. The screen is the biggest culprit here. And you see 5 hours and I still have 19% left. So I just find it phenomenal. It's really good. It's on par with the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro, which has been very good to me as well. And I wanted to show you very quickly, those figures, those stats are achieved without using any of the battery saving features, and there are loads of them. First of all, here you've got the ultra long standby during sleep. And as you can see here, so when he sleeps for a long time, it will basically clean what's going on in the background and deactivate connectivity. You've got a lock screen cleanup. Don't know, hopefully you can read. Again, the idea is to clean up all the apps which are running when the screen is locked. Of course, you can still set up like there's some kind of whitelist when you can configure and tell him the apps you don't want, again, to clean at any time. Align wake up. The idea again is to optimize the way the device wake up at different times of the day, like during the night, for instance. And then you've got something called battery assistant. And again, I set it up at 20%, so to go to switch on by default. And again, it's supposed to help you save a lot of battery and increase battery life a lot, by switching off some of the connectivity and managing very strictly the background activity. By the way, I thought I would mention, so the PC Mark, the battery test, rates this device as more than 11 hours, which is extremely good, yeah. The only drawback I can see with the battery is the fact that there is no fast charging, or at least based on my experience. I've used the charger from the box, and that's not fast charger. I've used another Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0 charger, and same, the difference is marginal, and it takes a good 3 hours to charge the battery from 0 to 100%. I thought I would mention it. So there you have it. I personally love this device. Yeah, for the price, I think it's exceptional value for money. It feels good. It's nicely built. Again, it's not metal, so it's not super premium, but again, very good. It performs very well. It's snappy. Gaming is very good, again, considering the price. The camera is excellent, especially for photography, not so much for video or low light. It's going to be difficult as well. Of course, there's no OIS, but again, being able to fit those two cameras there and the fingerprint scanner at the back, I think that's a great move from LeEco. So fantastic package. The drawbacks, there's no SD card expansion, so you can't use an SD card to increase the onboard storage, which is going to be a problem if you go for the 32 gigs like me. Those here, those big like fat black bezels, this is not very pretty, but again, I personally don't really mind, but some people might find it a bit annoying. I still think, again, for the price, it's probably the best phone you can buy if you can deal with EUI, which is no big deal, but I would still prefer Xiaomi MIUI. I think it's more refined, and there are more useful features out of the box, so you might want to consider the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4, for instance. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, that would help me a lot. Please leave your comments, suggestions, questions below, and of course please subscribe, you'll be the first ones to know about my next videos. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.